If you've been online for any amount of time, you probably already know who Boogie2988 is. Formerly known as the Mr. Rogers of the internet, Boogie2988 has torpedoed his own credibility and reputation over the past several years in many fun and exciting ways. I won't get into those in this video, but I'll have a few videos in the description going over many of his past controversies. In this video, I'll be talking about his cancer diagnosis, and how his own actions regarding it have brought his reputation to rock bottom. On November 15th, 2022, Boogie shared online on Twitter and YouTube that he was diagnosed with Polycythemia Vera, a blood cancer that causes the bone marrow to produce too many red blood cells in the body. This leads to thickened blood, which can slow blood flow and cause blood clots. Since the diagnosis, Boogie has used his condition to shield himself from criticism and blatantly scam his audience with Fatty Token. Fatty Token was a cryptocurrency made by Pump.Fun in partnership with Boogie. Just like every other shitcoin, it almost instantly lost all value, leaving fans of Boogie and crypto bros holding the bag. Boogie's response to the controversy surrounding this was to tell everyone that he doesn't really know a lot about crypto, and that he needed the $10K that Pump.Fun gave him for his cancer treatments.
You did the pre-announcement hype thing, and then you sent me a message asking me, oh, I've got some questions. I immediately tell you don't do it. Then you don't listen to me. You say it's too late, I cast the check, need it for medical bills. Isn't it just a shitcoin, a meme? No one's actually gonna buy the thing. And then $3 million worth of trading volume happened.
Yeah, I was not expecting that, obviously. No, I'm going to pay my medical bills next month with that last half, and I'm sorry to anybody that's disappointed with that. I have an $1,100 medication plus a $300 medication. I get a bunch of I'm going to buy medicine with it, man. And if people are disappointed with that, I fully understand that. It's a shitty thing to do, and I'm a shitty person for doing it. You can have that opinion. I'm okay with it.
Remember how important $10,000 is to Boogie. That will be very important later. However, Fatty Token was not the only problem that Boogie had to deal with. A few days after this scandal, Destiny would start to look into Boogie's cancer diagnosis. It was on this live stream that Destiny would theorize that Boogie was faking his Polycythemia Vera diagnosis, and that he actually had secondary polycythemia. The main difference between primary and secondary polycythemia is that secondary is non-cancerous and is caused due to underlying conditions instead of a genetic mutation.
The most common causes of secondary polycythemia include obstructive sleep apnea, obesity, hypoventilation syndrome, and chronic obstructive pulmonary disease. Other causes include testosterone replacement therapy, okay, and heavy cigarette smoking. Okay, holy shit, he's hit all the darts on all the boards. Is secondary polycythemia cancer? Secondary polycythemia is not cancer, but some causes can be cancer related. Okay, hold on. I'm embarking on a whole medical bullshit, whatever. It sounds to me like when he says he has polycythemia vera, he's alluding to a type of polycythemia that can cause an elevation of red blood cells in the body. However, everything that he talks about for why this elevation is happening makes it sound not like this. It makes it sound like the secondary polycythemia, meaning it's being induced by something else. So it's not cancer. That's what it sounds like to me. Does that make sense?
Another interesting aspect of secondary polycythemia is that it only increases red blood cell count, while primary increases all three blood cell lines: red blood cells, white blood cells, and platelets. This is so interesting because Boogie tweeted this on February 13th of this year. Great news. With some diet and medication changes, we got my red blood cell counts down to safe levels. Suck my actual dick, polycythemia. I'm gonna live forever. Now, I might be reading too much into this, but it's very interesting that Boogie would leave out his white blood cell and platelet count when those are also actively increased from Polycythemia Vera, where only the red blood cells are increased on secondary polycythemia. In my opinion, Boogie isn't the type of person to leave something out if it can get him any form of positive reinforcement at all. A day after this research, Destiny would join the LolCal Live podcast that Boogie co-hosts to debate Boogie about his cancer. Boogie almost immediately loses his cool and desperately tries to yell over Destiny's points.
Boogie has a condition called polycythemia, which means there's an elevation in his...
Polycythemia Vera.
No.
Polycythemia Vera.
You fat fuck. I want to hear the guy that actually knows something.
Polycythemia Vera.
Destiny,
He
go
knows
ahead.
more about my fucking medical diagnosis than I do.
guarantee. Well,
go right the fuck ahead. I was in the fucking room. My girlfriend was in the fucking room. So go
You
right
are
the fuck ahead,
filibustering.
Destiny. Go right the fuck ahead.
Yo, be nice,
Okay,
Boogie.
yeah, I will go ahead. Okay.
Destiny and the LolCal Live co-hosts later tell Boogie that he has the power to disprove every single person saying that he faked his cancer by simply showing his diagnosis.
When I go to the doctor, they give me shit like this,
Yep.
which is like papers.
Because I was going to say, Boogie can end this whole thing. Show me a
exactly
single
their
document with polycythemia vera on it. You don't have one. I don't think the doctor ever diagnosed you with it.
Everyone in the stream also tells him that he doesn't even need to show his audience. He can show his co-hosts and reveal it to them if he is unwilling to show it to the public for any reason.
Can you get your patient portal up on your phone and like send it
Sure,
to Tommy?
and I'm
or
not going
somebody?
to. Sure,
He's
absolutely.
never doing that. He does not have a cancer diagnosis. There's 0% chance he has one. Remember, every leading thing for this cancer diagnosis the doctor talked about has to do with secondary polycythemia. The sleep apnea was a contributor to that, and the TRT was a contributor to that.
Except for the hormone markers in my blood. Except we're convenient.
Yeah, but if you had hormone markers for it, that's either a definitive diagnosis, in which case you wouldn't be getting a biopsy 2 years later, or it wasn't definitive, and you would have gotten a biopsy 2 years later instead of saying they're treating you for cancer for 2 years.
Boogie shoots this down, claiming that his medical privacy is the one private thing that he still has. This is immediately disproven since he listed every condition he's had in the documentary he did with Mike Klum, which wasn't even a year ago.
That's so stupid.
This is the last thing I have is my medical records.
Low testosterone, testicular hypogonadism, sleep apnea, swelling due to blockages of lymphatic flow.
What if you give it directly to Destiny himself? I mean, Destiny's not going to put your fucking medical records all over the place.
Morbid obesity, major depressive disorder, major anxiety disorder, history of diabetes mellitus.
And you know what? This might have turned out differently had he messaged me the night before. And we had a conversation.
Yeah.
Now, secondary polycythemia doesn't make you stupid, so I really do think he's just lying here. Later on in this stream, Keemstar, Destiny, and Mudahar offer Boogie thousands of dollars to reveal the diagnosis and finally show the world that he actually has polycythemia vera, and he still shoots these offers down. Remember that Boogie has scammed his audience for $10,000, but he won't reveal the diagnosis of a cancer he's been talking about for years for almost $100,000. Very suspicious. About an hour after this, Medicare shows up and talks about his own cancer diagnosis and shows just how easy Boogie could disprove this.
You should be able to go right into diagnoses, and it's going to list everything that a doctor's ever said you had.
Yep, I just read it to him.
Okay, and so it lists the cancer there?
Yes.
Okay, so you could screen cap that and just show it. I mean, that's what I did, and then that would be the end of it.
Absolutely. And I made the decision 2 years ago that I would not do that, and I would rather leave the internet than to give the last shred of fucking privacy I have left.
Medicare also shows Boogie just how much he's losing over this one diagnosis. Not only is Boogie losing the thousands of dollars that several creators would give him, but he's also completely burning his career because no one will believe Boogie after the way he handled this.
So to sum it up, you're not going to take their $25K off, or you won't do like a private thing to show it.
No.
And you're going to leave the show and the internet.
Yes.
And your income revenue.
Yes.
So you're going to be homeless. So the end result of this conversation, what is the plan? Selling magic cards?
Well, no, that involves being on the internet.
What are you going to Yu-Gi-Oh yourself into a fucking duplex?
The rest of the stream after that is Boogie having a pity party about how much it sucks that no one believes him, despite him doing everything in his power to fuck himself over. If there's a Guinness World Record entry for biggest victim complex, I think we've found the lifetime winner for that. Boogie's own actions have shredded every last bit of goodwill that he once had, and I don't blame anyone who thinks that Boogie faked his cancer. He has done absolutely nothing to show anyone that what he's been saying for the last 2 years is actually true. The worst part about this is that this is only rock bottom for now. Since this happened, Boogie has taken his Twitter down and has pledged to leave the internet, but this is the only way that he makes money. Boogie's quote-unquote internet retirement will most likely last a week or two, and he'll probably return real soon to continue his quest to make sure that everyone on the internet hates his guts. That's about it from me. Sorry that I haven't uploaded in a month. I got really sick, and then I got my wisdom teeth removed, but now I'm on vacation, so we're good.